Well, hello everyone. Today we're working on lesson 35 of Course in Miracles. It's funny, I've been recording these and I did a few ahead actually in case I had things coming up that I didn't have the time to record. So I've come to the end of them and realized I haven't recorded any lessons in well over a week. It's been a busy week. My mother just turned 90 and we had a big party for her last week, so I was busy preparing for that. There was like 50 people here, so it was quite a bit of time involved in getting that set up. And I've had out-of-town company over the last week for various reasons. One being my brother for my mother's birthday, and another being my daughter's friend for their friend's wedding, which is tomorrow. So I have a few minutes by myself before I do my YouTube show, and I thought that I would do another lesson. So there will be some for the next, or a few lessons actually, so there'll be some for the next couple of days. So we're on lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Now, the idea of being holy is one that can often bring up a lot of resistance in people because perhaps of their religious upbringing where God was always holy and we revered God and we adored God, and our being holy was never even brought up because the belief was that we were not. And I think that has brought up a lot of issues with self-love and self-worth and not feeling that we're good enough and always having to live up to the demands of this judgmental God that religion has taught us about. So the fact that we're declaring I am very holy comes from it doesn't come from a place of pride or arrogance. It comes from a very humble place, a place where we recognize the truth of who we are, where we recognize that we are part of God, that we are God experiencing and manifesting in this human form. And we are here, all of us, just teaching each other about love. And it's interesting because Ram Dass, who I love because he has such great lessons and great stories, always said all we're doing is just walking each other home, and I really believe that. I really believe that we are different parts of God helping us return to that love. So let's read today's lesson, shall we? My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Today's idea does not describe the way you see yourself now. It does, however, describe what vision will show you. It is difficult for anyone who thinks he is in this world to believe this of himself. Yet the reason he thinks he is in this world is because he does not believe it. You will believe that you are part of where you think you are. This is because you surround yourself with the environment you want, and you want it to protect the image of yourself that you have made. The image is part of this environment. What you see while you believe you are in it is seen through the eyes of the image. This is not vision. Images cannot see. The idea for today presents a very different view of yourself. By establishing your source, it establishes your identity and it describes you as you must really be in truth. We will use a somewhat different kind of application for today's idea because the emphasis for today is on the perceiver rather than on what he perceives. So the emphasis is on that part of us that is perceiving what is happening in the world. And that is where all our joy or our sorrows begin. And it's about recognizing the truth of who we are, which is the identity then being source, or that part of God, that holy part of God. Anything else that we see ourselves as is merely an image. I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a life coach, I'm a baker, I'm a housewife, whatever it is, I'm a life coach, whatever it is an image. It's a role that we take on. It is not our true identity. And so we're learning to let go of those images as being our true identity, and recognizing our true identity goes far beyond that. For each of the 3 5-minute practice periods today, begin by repeating today's idea to yourself, and then close your eyes and search your mind for the various kinds of descriptive terms in which you see yourself. Include all the ego-based attributes which you ascribe to yourself, positive or negative, desirable or undesirable, grandiose or debased. All of them are equally unreal because you do not look upon yourself through the eyes of holiness. So we're always looking at ourselves through the eyes of the ego, and so we need to shift our perception and the place from which we are seeing ourselves, and see ourselves through the eyes of the holiness of the source of who we are. In the earlier part of the mind-searching period, you will probably emphasize what you consider to be the more negative aspects of your perception of yourself. Toward the latter part of the exercise period, however, more self-inflating descriptive terms may well cross your mind. Try to recognize that the direction of your fantasies about yourself does not matter. Illusions have no direction in reality. They are merely not true. A suitable, unselected list of applying the idea for today might be as follows. I see myself as imposed on. I see myself as depressed. I see myself as failing. I see myself as endangered. I see myself as helpless. I see myself as victorious. I see myself as losing out. I see myself as charitable. I see myself as virtuous. You should not think of these terms in an abstract way. They will occur to you as various situations, personalities, and events in which you figure cross your mind. Pick up any specific situation that occurs to you, identify the descriptive term or terms you feel are applicable to your reactions to that situation, and use them in applying today's idea. After you have named each one, add, "But my mind is part of God's. I am very holy." During the longer exercise periods, there will probably be intervals in which nothing specific occurs to you. Do not strain to think up specific things to fill the interval, but merely relax and repeat today's idea slowly until something occurs to you. Although nothing that does occur should be omitted from the exercises, nothing should be dug out with effort. Neither force nor discrimination should be used. So again, don't force the lesson. Don't push too hard. Just let it happen. And if it doesn't happen, be okay with that. Accept it. It's totally fine. You don't have to understand it. You don't even have to be able to complete the exercise if you're not in the place where the exercise is completing itself. As often as possible during the day, pick up a specific attribute or attributes you are ascribing to yourself at the time and apply the idea for today to them, adding the idea in the form stated above to each of them. If nothing particular occurs to you, merely repeat the idea to yourself with closed eyes. So it's just really about seeing the images that we create and really understanding that those images are not who we are, and to be able to be in the place of the perceiver and looking at those images that we create of ourselves. We recognize that we are not the image, that we are far deeper and far more closer to source than our image will show us. So good luck with it, and don't worry if you don't get it. Don't worry if you struggle with it. Do the best that you can, and we'll see you tomorrow for lesson 36. Have a great day. Bye.